What's good, everybody? Shelton here, back with another episode of Plain and Simple, where we go ahead and talk about Wisconsin sports teams. Let's go ahead and hop right into it. Man, you want to talk about a opening statement for our Green Bay Packers, winning 27-13. You can just feel the electricity in the stadium before the game, leading up to it. CBS was in town, and it was just one of those times where it's like, this is going to be the same old, where we go ahead, we play well, and then we lose it, or we go ahead and just get pounced on in the beginning, because we've had some pretty crazy games where we really didn't have the outcome as what we wanted with the Detroit Lions. But this game was completely different. We went ahead and dominated, I would say, 3 of the 4 quarters. But all in all, this was a tremendous game to go away to start the season for the Green Bay Packers. So let's go ahead and hop into it here. Obviously, the offense here. Jordan Love, 16-22 from the field, 188 yards throwing, 2 TDs. Passer rating 128.6. I mean, I've been harping on it, and I did it last year. What is the relationship between Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur going to look like? And once I went ahead and saw them, and if you could remember the video or the image or what they showed during the game, I think it was after either Jalen Reed or Tucker Kraft's touchdown, they went ahead and they were on the sidelines and they had a firm dap up, a firm handshake, confirming, like, to me, it was like, yeah, I got you. We're on the same page. Keep making plays. Keep doing what you're doing. And when you see things like that, that just gives you a trust factor. For me as a fan, it's like, yeah, we're doing something this year. That whole, where I was on of, is it there? It was totally there. The image showed it. This game showed it, especially on the offensive end. I was very pleased with what we did play calling wise. Maybe the only thing that could be a little bit different, and I'm being nitpicky, coming out in the third quarter and went 3 and out. When we kind of have momentum, I think we should, still be able to go ahead and throw the football a little bit more. I understand the run. And on top of that, if you look at it, I kind of did some more digging on just those 3 plays. If Josh Jacobs was kind of more assertive and running forward instead of going side to side, that can go ahead and possibly get us a first down. Being nitpicky, I know the fans love to go ahead and see if we're in a rhythm that we can go ahead and throw the football more. But when you look at it, you're up 2 scores. I get it, but you got to go ahead and play, I guess, efficient football. But I think if Josh Jacobs doesn't go side to side there and goes forward, we continue to go ahead and get that drive and possibly score. But moving on, talking about Jordan Love, let's go ahead and talk about the other guys on the squad here. Josh Jacobs had 19 carries for 66 yards, 1 touchdown, continued to be that guy that is just a workhorse. And the guy wants to win. The guy doesn't care what happens with his touches, with whatever. If we're going ahead and moving the ball forward, he's all for it. It was good seeing Jalen Reed going to get a touchdown there. He had 3 receptions for 45 yards. Tucker Kraft, again, a big component to this offense. As you saw, the first drive where we go ahead and get him the ball, and he goes ahead and scores. Had 2 receptions for 16 yards. Romeo Doubs had 2 receptions for 68, a deep post route that he went ahead and caught. And then I forget the other. I think it was just a 15 to 20 yard outbreaking route. Good having him get assertive early. And then obviously our 2 other guys that played very well. Wicks had 2 receptions for 30 yards. Tough catches that he did make. So, all those situations where we weren't catching the ball and things like that, I believe we might have, as a unit, maybe only had 1 drop or 2 drops, which is good as of recent. But again, good for Wicks to go ahead and kind of step up and do what he needed to do. And then obviously Golden here, our last guy, 2 receptions for 16 yards, had a nice little over route that Jordan Love had went ahead and threw a dart on. Looking at it here, we have 5 different guys touching the football that game from a skill position, wide receivers, running backs, things like that. A lot of great design, play calling for Matt LaFleur. It was an all-in-all great way to go ahead and start on the offensive end for the Green Bay Packers and moving forward. Let's go ahead and flip side here and talk about this defense. They went ahead and had 4 sacks as a unit, 1 interception. They had 9 tackles for losses. They had 9 quarterback hurry-ups. I mean, this was the vocal point of what we all wanted to see in this game. What is the defense going to do on third downs? What are the defense just going to do, period, throughout the whole game? Well, I think you got the answer that we're going to be a team that's going to be very tough on the defensive end. Yes, Micah Parsons makes a huge difference. You saw what he did, going ahead and getting the sack. There's certain times on third down where you saw Jeff Hafley going ahead and lining 3 guys on one side of the ball and letting Micah Parsons have the whole other side to himself. We have never seen that ever in my lifetime of watching the Green Bay Packers to where we've had someone that dominant, only having just the whole side of the other line and your teammates are on the other end. We were creating havoc the whole time. We were kind of, when it's time to go ahead and make plays, we were moving Jared Goff off the spot and making it tough for him to go ahead and do what he needs to do. The secondary as well. We had an interception. Mr. Williams went ahead and came down and shot down after Micah Parsons, again, a guy that you pay, a guy that you go ahead and have these situations for to go ahead and create plays because he is a playmaker. Go ahead and do an inside rip straight at Jared Goff. Jared Goff gets a little nervous. He throws it, boom, pick, we go the other way. What else was there? I mean, you had Edgerrin Cooper going ahead and being who he was. He had 8 solo tackles, 4 assist tackles. You had Quay Walker, who had 6 solo tackles. He had 2 TFLs. It was something to just watch with this defense to where we are hungry and we are going to come after you. We are going to go ahead and be at the right position at every time. We're going to rally to the football. Our D-line is going to go ahead and do what they need to do to get in. Lucas Van Ness, all that talk that we had, he had a sack, 1 solo, 3 assists, 1 TFL. Rashawn Gary had a great game, had 1.5 sacks, 4 assists, 3 solo. Wooden, 2 TFLs, 3 solos. I mean, we were on fire on every single level of the defense. It's going to be so exciting this year to go ahead, not only watch the defense and the offense, but just this team as a whole, because you can kind of feel that this is one of the situations where we got to do it. If we want to go ahead and do something right now, this is the time. And you can feel it within those guys being out there on that field. I mean, we all know the one where, you got the sack from Lucas Van Ness, you got the sack from Rashawn Gary. This will always be a staple, I feel, to a Packer dynasty, because I do believe that we will go ahead and have an opportunity to be in that conversation to where Micah Parsons, a guy that you go ahead and get, you question about his back, you question about can he go ahead and be a guy that can get it done on every down. He goes ahead and takes his ass, gets off the line, goes ahead, right, left, right, get inside, and then shows the absolute hustle to go ahead and chase down Jared Goff to go ahead and get a sack. That right there, to me, watching that live was giving me the indicator of, oh yeah, we're here to go ahead and win this thing. Because you don't teach stuff like that. You don't teach a guy that is just got paid top end DN money, damn near quarterback money, to go ahead and make plays like that. I'm excited. I'll tell you what, you guys that maybe were thinking that it was bad to go ahead and get Micah Parsons, you go ahead and rewatch that clip of what I just mentioned about 100 times. That right there defined what our Packer team is going to be like. We're going to go ahead and get after you on the defensive end, and we're going to go ahead and make plays, and we're going to go ahead and run the football, throw the football, and play Packer football. So that was a great win against the Lions. That was a great way to show us that, hey, listen, we're here to go ahead and take this thing, and we're going to go ahead and do what we need to do and maximize all of our opportunities to do so. So shout out to the Packers. They go ahead and face the Commanders this Thursday, so a little quick turnaround. BetMGM, they got the Packers minus 3.5. The money line is minus 160. The points over and under is 48.5. So they got us taking that one, against a very good Commanders team that won single-handedly against the Giants. They got us 3.5. So I can't wait to see that. Quick turnaround. They go out and face the Commanders Thursday. I believe that one is on Amazon TV or however they do it, which is stupid, but primetime game again. Let's go ahead and get the job done. Then moving on over to the Wisconsin Badger football. They went ahead and beat Middle Tennessee State 42-10. O'Neal was 23 of 27 from the field, 283 yards throwing, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. They had his rating out to 2.5, which is very good among quarterbacks, especially in the college football level. Mason went ahead 7 receptions for 102 yards, 1 touchdown. Wide receivers were doing what they needed to do. I mean, if you look at this was a great outcoming for the Wisconsin Badgers. It started a little bit slow in the first half. Really wasn't getting anything going. They were getting stuffed in the first quarter. And then you go ahead and come out for the next 3 quarters. You put up 14 in the second, 14 in the third, and 14 in the fourth. And that's how you finish games. You got to go ahead and take the punches, make adjustments, which you did in the first quarter. And then you go ahead and have total offense of 436 yards. You were 4 of 9 on third down. Red zone, you were 4 of 4. You had 2 turnovers. There was 1 interception by O'Neal that he did throw. And I believe that there was possibly a fumble. I forget by who, but running game was going, passing game was going. You can't really go ahead and fault anyone here on either side. Wisconsin offense did what they needed to do. So it's really one of those situations where you got to go ahead and keep rolling, keep getting better. As I said earlier, O'Neal is the guy. I think he definitely is. He showed that this past weekend. It was good to see guys from the wide receiver group go out and do what they needed to do. Guys getting the ball in different ways and scoring in different ways. It just only helps the run game, the pass game. Dupree and Jones, kind of that two-headed monster, basically, doing the grunt of the work when it comes to the run game. I think that those guys are going to be a very good vocal point. Kind of took them a little bit getting into the groove a little bit, but at the same time, you still got to run the football. Those are two guys who are definitely going to go in and lean on when you got to go and move that ball forward. So all in all, good for the offense. Just continue to stack days. And then over to the defense, 5 total sacks, 1 interception, total 8 tackles for loss. I mean, they just continue to go ahead and show you that they're a good defense. You watch it on film. Mike Tressel's got these guys playing at a high level. Everyone from the, box. And when I mean by box, the interior D linemen, the outside guys, the linebackers, the safeties. That box is always going to be ready to play. You can be a little bit iffy about the corners. Granted, there was one that did make a pretty big play. I had that interception that he went ahead and jumped. You have guys on the team that can go ahead and make plays. The list goes on and on. I mean, they're going to go ahead and be a defense that is going to be very good at the D-line position, very good at linebackers. They've been like that for God knows how long for the program-wise. The secondary is very good, as I've always said. If they continue to stack these days and do what they need to do, they're going to be able to go ahead and win football games. I mean, they put up 42 points, people. Let's go ahead and give them some type of slack. And, you hear you need to go ahead and find a new guy at offensive coordinator, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. I mean, it's the second game of the season. I get it. I mean, you put up 42 points. So I kind of feel that is a pretty good indicator that you can go ahead and put points up after you went ahead and put up only 17 against Miami, Ohio. So with that, Badgers now have a very big test on now. What type of football team are you? You go ahead and head to Alabama, who is ranked 19th. So what are you going to do? Alabama's already went ahead and been a team that's lost already this season. They went ahead and lost to Florida State, 31-17. Very good Florida State team. They played Cupcake LA Monroe, basically a tune-up game to where they're going to go ahead and now face you. I think you need to go ahead and be realistic about this, right? Are the Badgers going to go ahead and win this game? No. But do they have a possibility to have an opportunity to win this game? Absolutely. Because I don't see an Alabama team that I've seen when they were dominant with Nick Saban. Guys that were going to go ahead and make sure that they were ready to play every single down to go ahead and do what they need to do to win the game. I don't know what the spread is here for this game, nor do I need to know what the spread is. Wisconsin's going to have opportunities to go ahead and make plays on both ends. Can the defense go ahead and get off on third down? Can the offense go ahead and convert on third downs? Can we go ahead and have some type of an offensive rhythm early? Can you get on this team early in a hostile environment? And what guys are going to be the guys that are going to make plays for you when it comes Big Ten season? That's what I want to see. I want to see what guys are going to go ahead and make the plays to go ahead and put their team in a position to win on both ends. I want to see the quarterback position, and is O'Neal going to be a guy to where you could be like, damn, even if we came up short, he played an unreal game. And what 2 or 4 skill guys that we're going to see on both ends to where like, oh yeah, if we need something done, these are the guys that are going to go ahead and do it. So I'm excited to see what happens for this team when they go out and face Alabama. This is definitely going to be one of those situations for the coaching staff and players to know where they're going to be at this season. So that one is at 11 a.m. That one is in Alabama. And then last but not least here, we got our good Milwaukee Brewers. They went ahead and swept the Pirates. They went ahead and beat them 5-2, 4-1, 10-2. Then they go ahead and face the Rangers in Texas to go ahead and play them today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. So they got a 3-game series with them, and then they go ahead and come back to MKE and face the Cardinals. Standings right now, Brewers are 98-55. They got a 7-game lead in the NLC. They still have the best record in baseball. It's always good seeing that. Continue to go ahead and put the right foot in front of the other. Keep stacking these wins. Keep going ahead and just winning series. If we sweep, good, but just keep winning series. Got another, hefty, month of good teams that we're going to be playing, but I know we can go in and get it done. So with that, that'll go ahead and conclude this episode. You guys continue to go ahead and like, follow, subscribe, tune into what we got going on here in Off the Top Show. We will definitely have the lineup of guys that we normally have on schedule. You go ahead and hear from the BD boys, obviously with me and James Munchow, a.k.a. Jimmer. And last but not least, Spartan Dogs as well, with my good brother Tony Lip, a.k.a. Lip. You guys have a wonderful week, wonderful weekend. We'll see you soon.